Hi friends, it's Nancy, and I am starting a new journal today, and I wanted to show you. I've been telling you that I wanted to start. I remember reading Nancy Drew when I was a young girl, and a few of you said you've done the same, and so it's on my list. I have a list of some journals I want to make yet, and I've been wanting to make a Nancy Drew journal. So I've had a couple things to get gathered already, and I wanted to make one. I have a really old Nancy Drew book, and then I have this one here I got, which is from '96, and it's in real good condition. It's very nice. So I decided to use this one because I like the story. I shouldn't say, I don't remember the story that much. I should have read the book before I ripped it apart, but I already ripped it apart. But when I saw this one, I wanted to make a journal, and I remember Amy from Craftigat had keys, one of her laser cuts. I'm going to show you here, if I can show you in the package. There's all kind of keys in here, and I remember her having them. And I thought, oh gosh, if I use this book here, I can get her keys and use some of her keys. So that's kind of how this one came about. But heck, you can use any of them, any of the books. And I wanted to make it more like a lady detective / Nancy Drew, because she was a lady detective. She was a young girl. So I wanted to also show you, I have two kits that I'm using. They're from Vintage Susie and Wings on Etsy, and it's kit 1 and 2 of the Vintage True Crime Lady Detective. So I will also put this information down below in my description box, but I wanted to show you what I gathered so far, and just to kind of get a start on it. Okay, so the books are only they only have like around 175-ish pages in them. They're very thin. The spine on them is slightly less than 3/4 inch. So that's why I took the inside out. I made myself a spine, because I'm going to have 2 signatures in here. So I made myself a spine and out of heavy board, and this one measures 1 3/4 inches. So it's like double, more, well, 3, yeah, it's like kind of double. But and so then I used my heavy duty tape and taped the covers back on, and now I have my signature here, or my spine. I can't talk. My spine here, right? So anyway, got that done, and I haven't found what I want to put on the spine yet, but it's probably going to be, I don't know yet, something burlappy, linen-y, something like that. So that I'm still looking for. But from the kit, you'll have to go look. I can show you some of the pages from the kit, but for instance, this is one of the pages, and I cut this part from here. So this, if you wanted to make the journal yourself, just out of paper, this could be your cover. So what I did was I cut it in half, and the back part I actually glued on to the back of the book cover because, well, first of all, the book cover had all like advertising on it, and I didn't think it was attractive. So I thought, well, this looks really good on the back of the book. So that's my back. I already got that. And I didn't want to put anything on the cover because that's what the whole book is about. So that's where I got so far on my the basic cover. Okay, so I wanted to show that, and then I guess I could show you some of the digital. I started cutting out some of the kit digital, and then I'll just kind of show you really quick here what I have that I have to cut out yet. This is part of the kit, in here, and it's got some of the covers of the Nancy Drew books, so that's going to make fun of ephemera. And then it has some, you know, criminal type people. And then it's got some sleuths, some of the lady detectives here. And then this one has some lady detectives and then some pockets. And then on the internet, I think on Pixabay, I think they have free images. I looked for things like the magnifying glass, crime scene tape. I printed out, and I looked. This is kind of things that I printed out. I just looked for, you know, these kind. I think I got this on Pixabay too. So I was just looking for things, and then just kind of like basic notepads, evidence bag envelopes. This is from Tracy Fox. Her station, it's a stationery tag, and I thought, well, this will work too in here. These old pens and this tag, we could make that. I also looked for fingerprints and the fingerprint duster, saw that. This I've used before in actually some other journals, I think a Halloween journal and something else, but it's from LadyBlackBood. And I'll have to put her Etsy information too. And it's, this pocket folds up, you get a label, and this is the tag, that the journal card that goes inside the pocket, and then obviously this part here lines up with the top of the typewriter. So this is like, I've used this many times. So that's from LadyBlackBood Etsy shop. And then this is another page from the kit. And then also I found these silhouette images on Pinterest. A cop, a lady sleuth, and Nancy Drew. Keep calm and read Nancy Drew. And hold on. Oh, excuse me. I think it's the ink from the paper. This is also a page from the kit here. This one. And then, like I said, there's that cover page that I actually cut in half. So I'm going to look for some kind of a fabric or ribbon like this, because I'd like to bind it like that. And then this is also from Tracy Fox Scraps and Scraps Freebie, if you're a member of her website. I think that's where I got this from. And she has many other things too. So I thought, well, I might be able to incorporate this too. And along with the book pages, I have a heavily dyed coffee guest check from my friend Mitzi. Thank you, Mitzi. I'll probably get more envelopes, but I threw that in there to remind me of envelopes. I have some of the book pages here. And then, like I said, I have the black keys, because it is the case of the black keys. So I've got that from Amy. What else do I want to show you? Also, I've got my alcohol vintage faux tape that I thought I'd use some of that in there. And I wanted to show you Tim Holtz packaging. If you're like me and you save it, because, you know, at the holidays he has Christmassy, like white snow around there, and then I don't know if the Halloween might have more grunge on it, and then these are just like from the photos here. So I save it, and actually my sister-in-law saves it for me and gives it to me too. Thank you, Karen. And I wanted to show you that I made the coolest little file folder out of it and lined it with coffee dyed paper, and these are going to go in there. I just want to I'll show you how to do that just from this piece of that and some coffee dyed paper. And so I want to show you the signatures so far. 2 signatures. There were, in the book, there are like 5 drawings, sketches. You know, they don't have a lot of pictures in the Nancy Drew books, but there were 5 of them. So what I did was I carefully took the book apart, and I kept the pages intact, but I'm going to have to reinforce the spine, because you'll see why. So anyway, this is the first signature here, and I thought that was really pretty. I have to tell you, you know, I always tell you I print on 28-pound paper. That's my usual go-to. But because of this kit, these two kits here that I bought from Vintage Susie, and the colors, and a lot of these are photo images, I used matte photo paper for inkjet printers. So that's what I use. And matter of fact, I can show you the package. I got it on Amazon, and I will show you the package. Let me get that for you and show you. And I usually use this to print photos. It's Koala double-sided matte photo paper, 48 pound, 8.5 by 11, 100 sheets. You know, what did I pay for this? I don't know, maybe like 20-ish bucks for it, and you get 100 sheets. So, and like I said, I only use it for photos, to print photos and, you know, certain things. So I used this for some of the kit here, just so you know. And then you can get that on Amazon. All right, so let me show you the, and I'm still coming up with more things, but I thought I'd show you the basic in case you're interested. You have a Nancy Drew book and you're thinking of, you know, you can make a one signature book. Like I said, the spine's like 3/4 inches. You could just pop the pages out there. It's easy to remove the whole thing and make yourself just one signature even, but I think it'll be better with two. So this is on that photo mat paper, and I thought on this side here I would put the title page, get that on there as like a base. I'm sure I'll do more things here, put the black keys here, things like that. So I just measured the cover to determine how I needed to cut my pages. I also, because the book is on the smaller scale than your 8.5 by 11, it's not 8.5. I think, let me measure. So I made the pages like 7 3/8 tall. So what I did was on my printer, I printed it. I didn't print it at full size. I printed it at 8 by 10, but I still had to cut some of it off. So because that's the only way I was going to be able to work it. So the pages that I did are 7 3/8, and then I did it by, I think I did it by 10. Yeah, by 10, and folded in half. So 10 by 7 3/8, and then folded it in half, and that would give you the whole page. Okay, so I was thinking of putting that there. I printed this here, and I had some digitals. I looked through some of my basic background digitals to back some of these pages, and we all have that. And if you don't, you can just back it with coffee dyed paper, book page, whatever you want. I have a bag in here. I have some lined paper, and I thought, well, here I was going to, here's one of the first pages. Now this one came out on me here, so I was thinking of putting that there or on here. So I haven't decided yet. This is scrapbook paper. Just, you know, it looked like it would fit in here. Here's the other side of the scrapbook paper. Here's the first page of the book that I was able to come out. It was sewn in, you can see, but I still want to put probably either a piece of coffee dyed paper or washi. If I don't have a washi to go with it, I'll probably glue on a strip of coffee dyed paper. So that's the first page in there. And then I have coffee dyed paper, a page from the kit, double-sided. Here's another page from the book, coffee dyed paper, scrapbook paper, coffee dyed paper. I don't have anything special yet for the center, so I'm not sure yet what's going on there. And then the other side of this here is, you know, the other side. There's another piece of the book. Here, 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 and here. Okay, so that's the first signature there. Okay, the second signature starts out with the book. And some of the kit. And then I found the finger, if you just type in on Pinterest or on Pixabay fingerprint, it comes up with, you know, whatever. And then I just printed it on vellum, and I thought that was fun. This is a piece of an old vintage ledger. And then more of the book. This is scrapbook paper. Coffee dyed paper that I folded up to make 2 pockets. Scrapbook paper. Digital page. Coffee dyed. This is scrapbook paper. Folded it and book page, and then that would be the center there. And that might become a tuck. Not sure yet. And then the back side of the second signature. And then the scrapbook paper, that's part of the kit. And then the last page here, this is the last page of the book, so you don't want to read the end yet, right? I don't even want to read the end yet, so I'm trying not to read this part. So that's kind of my basic for the signature so far, and I think that's a great start. So, yeah, I just need to, I probably will do coffee dyed paper strips. You know, I have a lot that you know, when you're making things, you always seem to cut off an edge of paper, a coffee dyed paper. So I might just use coffee dyed paper strips for the reinforcement of some of these book page spines. Okay, so that's that, and it's gonna fit really nice in here, don't you think? It's gonna be nice. I might have to trim some of the edges off here a little bit, but I'll figure that out before I sew the signature in. I don't know if I'll sew it in and then make ephemera, or make ephemera and sew it in. I haven't decided yet. I have to just feel it out and see. So anyway, that's going to be that. And then I thought I'd show you how to make, if you're one that saves this, I'm going to show you. It's so easy. I mean, really, it is. So I just take this piece here, and I fold it up to this hole, right up to that hole. Okay, and you can stitch around it if you want, but I don't think I'm going to stitch around it. I don't think it calls for that for this journal. Okay, so there's that. Now here, this one here, I left this top part over here, but now this, I'm going to leave it over on this side here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut where I folded it, like just up to the edge here. I'm going to cut this off, and I'm just going to get rid of this here. Cut. Now here's the crease here, so excuse me. I'm just going to cut on that crease there and cut that part off. Don't need it. So because I have this one on this side, I'm going to do it on this side here. So I'm going to just cut this even here, just so I don't have that whole thing there, like that, right? And then all I'm going to do, and I can even use this one, but if you have one of those, if you have one of these, you'll only be able to do one. You won't be able to get that in there to do that one. And I think I used the medium on this, so I can do that, like that. But if you're good at freehanding it, you can. Or if you just take another, like even if you just took this end here and did it. Oops, if I could do it right, that'd be nicer. Okay, if you have that, you can put it there, right? You can put it there, line it up, and just freehand cut that little piece. I mean, it's really not that big a deal. You can go right around it and just kind of without goofing it up, but really, I mean, it's not that big a deal. That's fine. And I think I want it more like, so I am doing it freehand, see? Okay, so now we don't need that piece. This is my, so I have this one here, and now I'm going to have one on this side here. This tape is on there because of, that's where the package got taped when it was a package in the store. It doesn't even bother me because it's supposed to look grungy, okay? So then what I also did was I rounded these corners with the small punch, the square corners here. Boy, if I could just get it in there and do that. Sometimes this thing does not want to work. Or sometimes I think there's paper in there. There we go. So I'm just going to put that in there. And then I'll do this one here. Of course, we could do that after I glue the paper on, probably a better idea. So then, the only thing I did then was take the coffee dyed paper and literally put glue over this whole thing. So let me get a piece of scrap paper here. And just make sure you get glue on the edges if you're not going to sew it. Like I said, I'm not going to sew it, so I just want to make sure it's glued. Really good. Okay, and I can see I have glue everywhere. That's good. And now I'm going to pick it up. And I am going to, actually I'm just going to do this. It's probably a lot easier. I'm just going to line it up by top and side the best I can. And that gives me one less area to cut. And I will use my smoother here, whatever you want to call it. To get it all the edges on. All right, and then let me close my glue. And now I'm just going to cut this out along the edge here. We can always repunch the little edges here. Like this. Maybe you've done this already with this. I mean, I'm not saying I came up with that. I'm just saying, oh, cool idea. I want to do that because I know I had these and they definitely look like grungy old folders. I've used Tim Holtz packaging to make tags. I'm sure you've done the same. Let me get my other scissors. I'm sure you've done the same with just any kind. Sometimes other packaging works perfect too. So there's that. Like that. And then the only other thing I did was ink all the edges then. So I can do that before I, there we go. So that's pretty much it. And then I'm just using my vintage photo just to ink edges. And the only thing is, you probably don't, I know I want to fold it, but I would suggest letting it dry, and then you could crease it and give that center crease some ink. But for now, I'm going to resist the urge to fold it because it's wet. But I'll show you. See what I mean? You know, then you can fold it this way and ink that center piece there. And I'm not worried that the coffee dyed has, you know, creases in it or anything like that. And then you'll want to do the outside too. Okay, the outside when it's ready, when it's dry. So anyway, that's pretty much it. And then I'll finish inking when it dries. So, all right. We might even be able to use part of this. So I'll hold on to that just in case I think of something. So that's what I've got so far. That's what I've got gathered. Like I said, I'll link those kits below. I'll link Amy's keys below in case you happen to have the same book I have. And what else? And then I showed you the Photomat paper that you can get on Amazon. I showed you that already. And then the other, the typewriter journal card. I'll link LadyBlackBood's Etsy shop where I got that from too. So, all right, friends. Well, I just want to show you the beginning of what's going on here, and then I will catch you in the next video. So have a great day. Take care now. Bye.